This is a quick walkthrough of the workshop material that we covered after our October 2021 Design Safe Peer webinar, which we will provide the link for in the description. I'm just going to give you a quick explanation of what we covered in the workshop, since we didn't record that portion, so that you know where to go and how to get started with connecting to the Next Generation Liquefaction database through Jupyter Notebooks. So the best way to start is to go to nextgenerationliquefaction.org, start with our website here, because most of the links that you're going to need are right here in this dropdown, Interact with Data. If you click on the dropdown, you'll find a link to the schema, which will help you see what is in each table in our database and what each field contains. If you need to search for a particular table, you can go to the search box. Say you needed to know information about the site table, you can type in SITE. You'll see the site table pops up right here. If you click on it, you'll see what the primary key is for that table and any related fields. If there are any primary or if there are any foreign keys as well, those will be listed here too. The schema is very helpful when you're going to be writing these queries in Jupyter Notebooks. Also, if you are not already a Design Safe user, you can click the new Design Safe user link and you will be taken to a place where you can create an account. If you are already an existing Design Safe user, you want to click on this link, and that's what I'll show in a moment on how to create your own Jupyter Notebook. This final link here is for our NGL tools documentation. I'll go there briefly. If you click that link, you'll be taken directly to our NGL tools documentation website right here. And you'll see in the menu on the left, there are a couple of Jupyter Notebooks that are mentioned. One of them is the October 2021 Design Safe webinar. If you click on that, this will walk you through all of the links you need for related to this webinar we gave just a week ago. If you scroll down, you'll see some documentation about the notebook that we created during that workshop. You'll also see all of the code that we used. So this is a good resource. But if you want to see it in Jupyter Notebooks on Design Safe, click on Existing Design Safe User. If you're already logged in, it should take you immediately to the Community Data page and the NGL folder. This is where you can see all of our published Jupyter Notebooks and to see how you can connect with the NGL database. The one that we created for the workshop is called DesignSafe_webinar_October 2021. If you click on that notebook, you'll see all of the cells that we created during the workshop with a bit of markdown to describe what each cell does. And I won't go into detail on each of these cells in this recording, but you're welcome to look through and see all the different queries that we wrote. So we started with a connection to the NGL database. We wrote a query to query the site table using Pandas, which is a package that allows you to organize data into a nice data frame organization. Here's an example of an output from Pandas. We also wrote a query to query all tests for a given site so that we could see all of the tests that were identified with a particular site of interest. We also queried the CPT metadata, which is the SCPG table for a particular test that we specified. We showed how to plot CPT data for a given test. You can see an example of the plot right here. We showed cone tip resistance, seam friction, and pore pressure. We also showed how to write a query to get the water table, groundwater table information for a given test ID. And then finally, how to incorporate that into the plots and show the groundwater table from that particular test into the database. Now, we also went on to write up a join statement, so you can figure out how to do join statements here in this cell, so that you can find other candidate tests that you can use in this notebook. Now, if you're in the community data folder, in the NGL folder in the community data section, you can make changes here on this notebook, but you cannot save any of those changes. They will be erased after you're done. So if you want to make a copy of this, you'll want to make a copy from this file, make a copy option, and you can save it somewhere. Alternatively, if you want to create your own notebook and just take pieces of this and put it in your own, if you go back to the Jupyter file structure, go to this initial file, you'll see a couple options. There's the My Data folder. You can go there and start creating your own folder structure, create your own Jupyter notebooks by clicking the New dropdown, Python 2 or 3, or any other folder that you'd like to do to organize. If you have a project on Design Safe, if you click on My Projects, you'll see those projects there, and you're welcome to create notebooks there as well. So those are some of the places where you can actually create your own notebooks and save them and keep them for yourself. The community data folder, you will not be able to save your own work there or save any changes that you make to the Design Safe webinar notebook that we shared. But you can go and view it and use it for your own studies. That concludes my presentation on the workshop. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. If you go to the Next Generation Liquefaction website, at the About dropdown, there's a contact option. Feel free to contact us through the website.